Exactly a pitch-perfect day for the Romney campaign. The Republican National Committee's Hispanic Outreach Director told reporters the presumptive Republican nominee was, quote, still deciding his immigration policy. That was quickly corrected, characterized as a slip of the tongue. But it was the candidate himself who had a way with the words on the auto bailout, telling this to an Ohio TV station.
I pushed the idea of a managed bankruptcy, and finally when that was done and help was given, the companies got back on their feet. So I'll take a lot of credit for the fact that this industry's come back.
Let's visit with the man who knows all about the rough terrain of a presidential campaign, the 2008 Republican nominee, Senator John McCain. Senator, forgive me, but to hear Mitt Romney taking credit for the resurgence of the auto industry, isn't that a bit of a parallel universe? He was firmly against the bailout.
Well, being against the bailout was against what was a deal that they cut basically with the unions. Mitt Romney and I don't understand why the auto industry, and by the way, not Ford, who's doing very well, but why GM and Chrysler didn't do the normal bankruptcy proceedings as thousands of small businesses all over America had to do as they faced these rough times. Instead, they got a special deal. They got taxpayers' money, billions and billions of which have not been paid back to the taxpayers. And they could have gone through the normal bankruptcy process. As I said, other companies and corporations did, remain viable and could be fine today.
They say
the taxpayers wouldn't be on the hook.
The companies say they would have run out of cash, that there was no private cash available, and they would have had to liquidate, meaning shut down, and then maybe go through bankruptcy. Imagine all the turmoil that would have caused.
Well, I wonder why Ford didn't have to do that, number one. Number two is, I don't accept that. That's the same thing that small businesses all over my state had to do. What was the difference between the small business on Central Avenue in Phoenix and General Motors and Chrysler? They had Obama on their side to give the unions a special deal and not have them go through the same painful process that thousands and thousands of small companies all over America had to go through because they didn't have the clout with the Obama administration. That was fundamentally unfair.
I spent a fair amount of time with you on the trail in 2008, and something that happened to Governor Romney yesterday reminded me of a few moments you had in that campaign. Listen here, Senator.
We have a president right now that is operating outside the structure of our Constitution. Yeah, I do agree he should be tried for treason. But I want to know what you are going to be able to do to help restore balance between the three branches of government.
Now, Governor Romney at the event, Senator, chose not to address the "I think he should be tried for treason" part. You took a different approach when people would say things that I will say are outside of the mainstream, outside of the norm in 2008. You can't, and the candidate isn't responsible for everybody's in the room. I want to make that clear up front. But how does a presidential nominee have to handle those moments?
Well, I think you have to be on your toes, and a lot of times I did let some things pass just because you're thinking of an answer, you're thinking about who the next questioner is going to be, you're thinking about whether you answered the last question correctly. There's nothing more taxing intellectually during a presidential campaign than a town hall meeting because every word you say is parsed and repeated. Do you remember when I said, oh my God, I said the fundamentals of our economy are strong? You remember that? And I was pilloried.
Well.
You know, oh my God. But anyway, so you've got to really be on your toes. And sometimes you really aren't listening real carefully to the questioner because you're thinking about what you just said or what you're going to say or whatever it is. And Mitt Romney afterwards said, of course, he's not going to be, no one believes that the President of the United States should be tried for treason. Of course he said that.
It's tougher, though, in the age of instant blog postings where the other side immediately says, aha.
It is tough. It is very, very tough. And listen, in the town hall meeting is the most difficult challenge because it is an unstructured format, as you know.
Many people might not know that John McCain is not only a Republican and a United States Senator, but he's a huge sports fan. Charles Barkley was a forward for the Phoenix Suns the last time the Suns made it to the NBA championship, and yet you're picking a fight with him right now. During the broadcast Sunday night, he saw Mitt Romney in the stands at the Boston Garden, and he said, "You're going down, Governor, you're going down." And you tweeted this: "Dear Charles Barkley, don't take it personally. You seem like a nice guy, but you're clueless. Mitt Romney wins. Want to bet? What are you willing to bet?"
Whatever you'd like to bet, but the fact is that Romney was there enjoying a basketball game. Charles Barkley basically gave a political ad for President Obama, and saying, and by the way, he said, "You're a nice guy, I like you," but he said, "You're going down, bro." I'm not sure that that's appropriate at a basketball game, to tell you the truth. When Mitt Romney was there trying to enjoy a basketball game, one of rare moments of relaxation during a campaign. I've always enjoyed Charles Barkley. He's one of the most entertaining, and by the way, one of the most gifted and hardworking athletes we've ever had grace the Phoenix Suns. But the fact is, I don't believe he's right, and so I thought it might be appropriate. You know, that's what Twittering and tweets are all about.
I know Charles pretty well. Maybe I'll get you guys together for dinner. You can work out the details of that bet.
It'd be a pleasure.
Senator John McCain, Republican of Arizona. Appreciate your time tonight, sir.
Thanks for having me on.